So good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Donny Chaingang. It is indeed January. It is Velaskin month on the Donny Chaingang, but we are today, unfortunately, going to be remembering somebody who's no longer with us, a member of the Donny Chain Gang Supporters Club, a member of the DCG gang, pretty much from the word go. Jeff Saysel sadly passed away at the beginning of the week, and tonight is going to be a night where we will be holding a minute silence a little bit later on for him. The ride continues as normal, and there will be the usual go, 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 but until we've moved past that point, I think probably poignant to reflect on somebody who spent a lot of time making everybody's life better, and we'll go through that once we go into the ride, and of course run through that. So we're going to fly through our pre-show initially, and that's going to start off with where we're heading. We are heading for Champs-Élysées. It's a circuit everybody knows well. It's a circuit that's very tough to hold the group together. Leading 3.2k, 6 laps plus a little bit up the hill to finish at the top at the Latisse Sprint. 44.15k in. There's a warm down on the end as normal. Stay around the yellow beacon, Russ, until the go, go, go. At which point, if you get distance, well, jump in with Greg. Greg going to be our red beacon tonight, and he's going to be sweeping at the back on the way round. The profile from the team at Bellevue, well, it's very simple, isn't it? Up the hill to the turn around the Arc de Triomphe, and then back down around the Panhandle. So just to remind you, tonight we are going to be having a minute's silence for Jeff. That's going to be at 18:10, and we are going to go quite fractionally before that, and that is quite simply because we don't want to overrun with whatever delay you've got in your system between us broadcasting and you getting it. So remember, between 6:10 and 6:11 we will be quiet for that. Just have a little bit of thinking. We'll do a little bit of a run into that. We are going to be heading out very shortly. We're into the last 24 seconds. Quick reminder, please, guys, stay around yellow. Particularly important tonight until we get past that point, because it does make things simple, and we'll have a little bit of a run through to make sure everybody's in the group at that point. So I think it's going to be really key, and making his way in. So guys, make sure that if you are going to be cutting it short, you let our beacons know. So away go the riders. We're going to let as many people get out as possible. Let's see who's going to be left on the start line. Hopefully nobody. Hopefully everybody's going to get in with the gang. And as you can see, the gang rolling out. So a good steady rollout, please, guys, till that point. I'm sure we're going to have a lot of our regulars in here. So Ted already letting people know it's going to be off at past. So good to see everybody on board. Quick reminder, guys, we will be at 10 past, rolling in with a minute's silence. And just keep it in mind. Now, one of the things we can't do at the moment, for some reasons, it's our latest updates, are red beacons. We can't see their red beacon, which is a bit of a shame for us and difficult. So, going to be on. Neil from the Crosscast going to be dropping out just after a bit of time for reflection about Jeff. So, going to be on in. There is indeed late join if you missed the start. So, you can jump in if you missed the start. We're not sure how you can get a message in if you aren't actually on the ride. So yellow beacon just rolling it out for the moment. Log out, log in. You will get yourselves into the ride. Remember, there are well over 100 riders on tonight. So please, guys, remember that if you are on the very front, you will not see the back. And if you're on the back, you will not see the front. Really easy thing to know. The only things you are going to see is the red and the yellow. So our riders up and rolling. It is a Velaskin month here, which means that we're going to have some great giveaways. That's going to be coming up next week. We're going to roll them in back into this week, but the news that came through early part of the week meant that we've rolled those a little bit further back for the announcements on those. So please remember, guys, that's going to be taking place a little bit later on. As you can see, today is definitely an AC/DC night. We will be playing a particular tune, apart from the fact it would get us taken off air by YouTube as well as Facebook. But those people in the know, they know. But there is a reason I am wearing a very mud-splattered, exceptionally damp favourite mountain biking T-shirt that actually has not survived a day's worth of mountain biking, and it's genuine mud and damp. Believe me, it's soggy. But memories of Jeff definitely include those of being stood in a very soggy Aberystwyth, no matter what, getting the Tour Series in. It's been great to see everybody putting up those memories on the page. It's real simple stuff, guys. Right around the yellow for the moment. We will reach that point. Everybody will get a good burnout a little bit later on. And remember, of course, all the guys up there on the left-hand side, well, they know Jeff as well. So only not all that long ago that he was down at Nonna's. And remember, of course, Jeff was, well, winner on the DCG gang. So one of our members who benefited from that. And a big support. I've got to say a massive thank you to everybody who's joined, everybody who's on the ride tonight. I know a number of people making the ride tonight from his local club, from the local area as well. I'm really pleased to have them on board. So many fond members of the area, and working with Jeff. And I know Russ and myself in our conversations this week has been a pretty tough one. And thank you everybody who's messaged privately. People who phoned, called, WhatsApped, and everything else. Not just myself and Russ, but all the rest of the gang. And a quick reminder, guys, please remember that there are people there who are ready to talk. We are all a big family, basically, on the Donny Chaingang, and regularly spend plenty of time chatting with people and get out there and ride with people. There's a big family. There's always somebody there to listen. So if you're finding it tough, please, guys, make sure you get in touch, and that's particularly true tonight for our riders as they make their way round. A quick reminder for everybody who is on the ride that we will be stopping the broadcast and just broadcasting with no sound at 6:10. That is at 6:10 tonight. So please, guys, make sure that you are ready for that point. I'm going to try and get it out to everybody. So the gang is starting to blob its way up. And the group just starting to roll the way in towards that point in time where we're on the run through. All of the riders getting the same email tonight, whether you're a member of the DCG Gang Supporters Club or a member of the joining. It is joining for a ride. Really key to remember. Great to see that we've got Ian Bibby on here, man who I know has ridden events that Jeff's been involved in over the years. Good to see he's on here, and lots of our regular riders and supporters being joined by local riders as well, and that is really great to see. A lot of the people are on there. So when you hit the green banner, guys, you are going to be on 6 laps to go. It will be 6 laps to go. So as we roll up towards 10 past, a quick reminder for you of just why we are going to have our minute silence. Earlier this week, we got the news that Jeff Saysell passed away. Jeff, one of the founders of the Aberystwyth Cycle Festival, a man who's worked with a number of the people who are on the gang tonight on races like the Tour Series, myself included. And pretty much no matter what time, night or day, Jeff was always there. And that enthusiasm for riding for people was indeed paralleled across to his enthusiasm for helping people out on the gang. The gang is one big family. We've said that time and time again. And a number of people who have been looked after by people going back, by pulling people back in. That community spirit is absolutely key. And got to say a massive, massive thank you to everybody who makes it go and makes that gang what it is. It is a really key thing that we all look after each other. So please, guys, a reminder, it is really critical that you follow the gang, that you speak up if you have any issues, if you need some help. So please, guys, make sure, no matter what, that you are going to be in. We are going to take a pause, and I'd like you all to have a little think about what the gang means and the people who are on it, because it's the people who make it. And some people sum up the memories more than maybe just one rider you would ever think would. So quick reminder, please, guys, do take a moment and take a pause. So thank you very much, everybody, for respecting that minute there. And got to say, gang, doing us proud as ever. Jeff, right on, mate. And hope you get some smooth tarmac and some great sunshine to ride in as well. Some great scenery that you've enjoyed riding all those years. Okay, back to the DCG gang, and one of the things Jeff always notorious and famous for was poking the bear and trying to predict when that go would happen, and that is absolutely all part of the fun today. And as always, of course, the trigger point given by our yellow beacon, by Russ, who is leading us down here in that yellow beacon roll. So guys, Russ having a roll down here, make sure you give him a follow, and remember the yellow beacon going to be taking us in and through. Thank you very much everybody who observed that silence. We do have a number of riders out the back, so please, guys, can we get the gang in? So remember, our riders making the way back in. Let's get this group back together again, and let's get the gang to be blobbed up and ready. And if you fancy doing a Jeff and heading back in, then go in there. And please feel free to put your predictions of when the go will go on the street, because that was always part of the fun. That we knew that was coming at some point. There would be a prediction, and that is likely to be the case. Let's see where it's going to happen and where that is going to take place. The group probably needing a little bit of a shuffle up, guys. So could do with a bit of a shuffling and a bit of a getting back together again would be really good, as we find Swift tonight is exceptionally jumpy. Don't ask me why. Our processes are working more than overtime and look like they're all managing okay. Okay, so Russ on his way back into the gang. So, guys, make sure you're aware of where that beacon is. It's going to be on his way heading in towards you at the moment. So, has everybody got a wheel at the back? Good question. Looks like Mr. Pillsworth just going to be heading for the man in here. So, Shelley saying to our red beacon group, Pillsworth, feel free to roll on. Not sure whether the red will obey that, Shelley. To be honest, I think for all nice, he's probably the knight he's likely to stay with no matter who's there at the end of all night. So, so yeah, Shelley just having a ride on, and Shelley recover soon, and will no doubt speak soon. Shelley and the Continental team, of course, so closely linked with Aberystwyth and all of Cambrian ties, and great to see Shelley here turning his legs around and coming on despite being ill, given the night it is. So that means our red beacon has a little bit of work to do. If I were already hit, Shelley, yes, we'd love you to be back soon, but don't come back too soon. As somebody who has someone in the house with long COVID, don't do it too quick, too fast, mate. It ain't worth it. So our red beacon on the chase back. Greg, you may want to jump out and jump back in again. That is allowed as a red beacon, but it will get you back in with that leading group pretty sharpish. Neil, thank you, Neil. No, Neil from the Crosscast coming on tonight, despite being in prep for the Nationals. Neil only coming on really to pay his respects to Jeff and to remember Jeff. So thank you, Neil. Neil from Gritty, one of our key supporters up here. So Neil on the cross bike tonight. That is because that's how close it is to Cross Nationals, which is this coming weekend, and news, of course, that we are going to be able to see that. That's going to be coming out on GCN as well. And of course, former national cyclocross champion in the shape of Ian Bibby is on the gang tonight. I've seen Mr. Bibby riding around in the gang somewhere. I will try and find him. It may take a little while. Talk amongst yourselves whilst we do this. May take a little bit longer than normal, but we'll see. There we go. Watching Ian Bibby, former national cross champ. Nice of the gang, just to say thank you very much, guys. That's not the frame on his screen. Yeah, that's kind of how it works. If you change your frame or your kit when you're on the line, no one else sees it but you. I think G did indeed scare the pros off, Mr. Williams, after the hiding he gave people on the way through. So whilst our riders ride on, quick reminder, make sure, guys, that you support the people who support you sport. They're the guys who are looking after everybody on the DCG Gang. 1080 with the best stokers in the business. OT fueling everybody up, keeping everybody hydrated. Going to need some extra special stuff tomorrow from them. Heading out the first time in the bank for, I think it's nearly a month and a half. Not looking forward to that. So if you see somebody very big, very slow, crawling around the lanes out by Clumber, that'll be me tomorrow. Give us a push, particularly if it's uphill. Might even need a push on the downhill, we'll see. The team from Gritty, of course, Continental, need no introduction tonight. And, of course, Velasquez, Halo and Nonners as well. So please, guys, make sure you give them some support. We will be rolling out more offers on DCG Gang, more discounts, including beer. Yes, beer. It's going to be discounting coming out, and that's going to be some codes coming to the members of the DCG Gang, the Donny Chaingang Supporters Club. So if you want to crack open a beer, then make sure you do that. The Cold Bath Brewery back with us once again. Great to see them coming back and joining in. And then we had them on the ride, actually, on Tuesday as well. So the riders continuing onwards. Quick reminder of your routes. It is Champs-Élysées. It's 46k in total. We finish at 44.15 up at the Arch. And our Red Beacon, Greg Pillsworth, the Lord Greg Pillsworth himself, is the man who is pulling everybody up there. Good to see so many people jumping on. Some people just for the run around tonight to just pay their respects to Jeff, which is really great to see. And good to have all of our riders on here. Jimmy Allen just on the back of the bunch. Jimmy the Wolf just taking his way along here with Paul Malin, doing a nice job of holding those revs down. 70 revs per minute from Jimmy. Not like him. I had him down as a ruler with souplesse. Could I say that anymore, Cam? I probably could, to be fair. Right. Let's take a shufty back on to the right. Here we go. Jimmy Allen, the man we're going to jump in with. So our riders coming through, picking up more and more positions on the way round. And the group just starting to wind them up. 5 from the lap ball man. So good to see Matt Nunn. His counting skills have lost none of their ability over the last week or so. The gang at the back. Plenty of riders dropping back to help people tonight as Greg gets his way on the way up here. Mason saying he didn't think he's ridden up there for 3 months. I know what you mean. When you go back to the courses after you haven't ridden them for a while, it is an interesting moment, let's say. When you go back up, you realise quite how steep some of the hills are, quite how tough some of those bits are, quite how easy some of the other sections are. It's a lot better the other way around. So our Red Beacon joining the little group, which is just about to make contact at the back of the gang, and some superstars on the way through. Congratulations, Liam Calloway, on the birth of the little one. A little Calloway coming everybody's direction. Well done, mate. Not sure how you managed to get past out to go out on the gang when you're a new dad, but believe me, mate, you'll be thankful for the gang very shortly. It happens. Been there, seen there, done it, and got the sleepless nights and got the T-shirt and another little Calloway. Well done, mate. Great news as well as Saturday's. Brilliant. Circle of Life continues onwards, and Liam, well done, mate. Next, down the road, just having a little bit of a look for some gaps. The group just starting to come back together. You can see Jimmy and the Red Beacon just pulling back in here with Paul Malin. Eddie Dench just dropping back. Liam Calloway in there. Looks like Mason in here. This is absolutely great to see. And the riders all working together. And there's one man not there that we would expect to see there if it was happening tonight for you, buddy. So Dale Williams was not as powerful tonight because it only kicks in at 3%. Indeed, not the best of power-ups to get. You can see this group still having to do a bit of work here to pull our beacons and our riders here at the back of this group back in. Okay, so we've got is this the one and only Thomas Timberlake? Does he look light? Does he look skinny? Is he on a red and grey bike? Because yes, he is. It is going to be the one and only Thomas Timberlake. Good to see you, Thomas. Thomas, long time rider for Banjo Cycles, in fact. Good to see him in here. So looks like Thomas pulling the riders down in here. The man no stranger to the very front of a bunch of doing plenty of work. You can see the group making their way down this straight. Just keeping an eye on Mr. Pillsworth. So it looks like Paul Mullin and Greg Pillsworth having to do some serious pace. The gang needing to work their way into the yellow beacon, yet not quite all there yet. Close, but no cigar yet. Don't pop the champagne corks yet. So just a quick reminder, remember you're not going to see all of the riders unless you are looking to go in. I think Paul still with a little bit of work to do, get on. He's about 4 seconds back. So I'm not sure who put the message up that we're all in. You're not. Hate to break it to you guys. Paul currently at 6 seconds at the moment. Got to get himself back in there. So great to see Paul jumping back in and getting on. Just always like to leave those screens rolling for the riders on the way through. So Bedlington just tucked in there. I think Greg just tucked near the back. We don't completely the back, and that's the 100 rider taking its effect on the way through. So Josh Mayland, our man from Halo on here. Josh, of course, one of our regulars up on the front, going to have to put in a little bit of a dig here to get back into the group, into the Yellow Beacon group. And he's our last rider on the road, working hard here. To see him up on that screen. And got to put that little bit of a dig in, getting a wheel absolutely critical to stay with the game, particularly as we start going rolling away up the hillside. And this is where the guys at the back patrolling it are doing a great job. Eddie doing some serious helping out here as well. Eddie, interestingly, going for the full-on lightest disc option. And that's the Velo option, which will make a big difference. Mr. Wharfdale Phil, sir, thank you very much for joining us and coming along tonight. So around that lap, our riders go 10:34. The fastest time set by some 10:40s, 10:50s. Great to see so many people getting them on there. Let's take a little bit of a run up the road. Nice to have Wayne on board. Wayne, of course, one of our regulars on DCG Gang, a Donny Chaingang Supporters Club member. And the people who are members of that DCG Gang, of course, keeping the show on the road, allow us to spend the time putting our time in to try and make sure we look after everybody on the Facebook pages with the tech, as well as making sure that everybody gets on here. So good to have some of our East-West CC on here. East-West guys coming out and riding for obvious reasons tonight, and great to have you on board. A little run through here. Jackson Lemon, come on here, speeds in Oxenham. Real who's who. Good. So we've got Gail on board once again. Gail resurgent on the Chaingang at the moment, partly because she's been super sub and having to get in the mix as a Red Beacon. Also as well, making sure she's on here. So messages still coming flying in thick and fast. Thanks for Chris James from Ilkeston for jumping on board with us. Good to see you, Chris. Let's have Mr. Baggs on there. I'm sure Timmy got it turned up to 11. Sadly, we can't because we get taken off the air. The wonder of filters on the game. Ted, thank you very much for joining us, and great to have you on board, mate. So Ted taking a roll off the back with that hat. Nice hat, mate. Let's see Trevor just at the back of the gang here, just making his way back onto the bunch. Chris Idell here from Velskin, of course, supporting our riders. And got to say, for those of you who have noticed the super smooth aero version that has struck. It didn't just strike today, actually, it struck yesterday. Super smooth, super aero, courtesy of Veloskin. Thank you very much, Chris. Yes. When I'm not going like this, because that's my beard rubbing on the microphone, and I'm not sounding all smooth, it's in part thanks to the guys at Veloskin. So thank you very much, Chris. Great to have you on board. Great Veloskin giveaway coming up. We are going to be giving away a year's supply of chamois cream, plus lots of extra goodies to one member of the DCG gang next week. I think he says, putting it in his head that next week is the penultimate week or the last week. Anyway, last week. It's going to be a little bit brain fried this week, funnily enough. Anyway, the last week of the DCG, the last full week of the DCG, we will be giving away a whole year's supply of Fellarskin chamois cream to somebody, courtesy of Fellarskin. You may have seen there's a competition running at the moment for very similar. A year's supply of chamois cream. You'll bankrupt them, will you, Mr. Mason? Believe me, mate, it is, you don't need very much of it. You've got to just be smart how you use it. But you've got a year's supply. I don't suppose you need to. We'll see. So Chris just watching the messages. Yeah, he's a bit of a big unit, is Mr. Mason. Might need 2 tubs, not 1 per go, you know. So let's see. So Chris, stop laughing. Get on the back of the group, mate. In here, so good to have Chris back in here. And the moisturising cream, etc. Incredibly handy this time of the year if you're going to go out on the roads or in real life as well. But of course, please, guys, keep yourselves safe when you're heading out there. We like you all the shape you are. We want you all on the ride in the future. So Hot Dog just jumping in, rolling in and around. Russ doing the control from the back of the group today, interestingly and not surprisingly. It's often the easiest way to do it. Russ doing some intervals. That's because his phone's read up, mate. Basically, you can take it if Russ is jumping about, the odds are he's having to answer his phone a little bit. So Chris from Remote just tucked in nicely as we come down in towards the Tuileries Gardens, heading in towards the river once again. A couple of quick updates, guys. Shameless self-promotion plug time coming up. If you haven't watched the highlights from Zonhoven, please do on the YouTube channel. Give them a like, even better. Put a positive comment on there. That would be really, really good. The highlights on there. Voiced by, guess who, yours truly. So if you've liked it, if you like watching those, you can get to the links at Matt Fixpain at Full Speed Events. Your likes, your thumbs up, etc. are always appreciated and do count. Very much so. So please, guys, if you do like it, give us a comment on there. If you don't like it, switch it off. It's real easy. Don't put in negative comments. We do actually still manage to still pick up the detritus of a certain person getting banned, still commenting all over loads of the posts. So someone who we actually banned to look after the gang actually continues to badmouth us on the social media posts for other jobs as well. So please, guys, your posts, if you're going to give us a thumbs up, it's really appreciated. So positive comments, guys, great, please do. If you don't like it, switch it off. It's really easy. Hopefully you enjoyed it and you're going to come back and watch when we're back on the mic for the UCI. That's going to be in just over a week's time. And that is going to be the round on the beach in Benidorm, and then we're going to go across to Besançon, and then we're going to be at the World Championships as well. So please, guys, do give us a shout out, do give it a watch, give it a thumbs up, give it a like on the way around. Now, just going to trying to come from the back to the front there, but failed miserably to do so because we just ended up picking up the wrong end of the group. But there you go. So the group just coming out from the underpass. Matt, official lap count will let us know when we get to the top of the hill where we are, because Cass is on board again. So we just started to steadily ramp its way upwards as everybody gets a little bit more eager. Other shameless plug. Crosscast is out. Yes, the Crosscast. Yes, it is the one where we do have a go at national governing bodies and people's math skills. Yes, it is the Crosscast where we talk about the wrong medals going to wrong people. And yes, it is the Crosscast where, guess what, there was a whole load of World Cup action as well. Neil and myself, no guests this time round. It was long enough for just the two of us. Believe me, we had a lot of stuff to cover. So jump on, don't forget, of course, you can download that on iTunes, Spotify, etc., 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 etc. Anywhere you get a podcast, the Crosscast, the Cyclo-Cross podcast. Please get on there. Right, enough shameless self-promotion. Please, guys, also make sure, whilst you're online, click on to our sponsors, click on to the supporters. Interesting. 40 minutes. Bang on the bottom of the hill. Oh, nice prediction. Bear in mind we've got to go at 44k. That could be interesting. Don't know how Russ is going to call it today, actually. I don't know how good or bad or fast or whatever he's going to call. Wrong again. Catch it up better. There you go. Marginally better. Ian Bale, why isn't ND6XL on the CX Hub yet, Matt? Don't know, mate. Maybe they're not in the 21st century. Maybe they're all kind of busy doing something else. Maybe there's not enough people on the committee to facilitate it. Maybe Notts and Derby League is at its day. I don't know. Good question. Ask the Notts and Derby League. No longer anything to do with them. Sorry. But that is a very good question. Why are they not on the CX Hub yet? Ian Bale, get that sorted. CX Hub, great app, run and facilitated by Evie Richards' staff. And if you've missed the show about on the Crosscast, rewind, get back, download the one that's when Evie and Gareth Richards are guests on the Crosscast. We do get some famous people on there. It's not just me and Neil, believe me. Well, here we go. On the way up the climb and steadily making our way up. Question is, when will it go? We're currently at 40 minutes. Paul Mallon, good win on Tuesday, Gareth. Damn right, sir, it was. G was on storming form up against some big, big pros. Dum 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 bum. Good pros out. Playing silly what's on the gang. Looking to push onwards. Ooh, I've just seen Jacob Kennison on the gang. That will be interesting. Mason got good lucky with the ghost of the no luck involved. That's what. Jacob Kennison on the gang. Good to have Jacob on here. Jacob, another rider who we know is very, very quick. Of course, Rob Kennison, very quick in his own right. But this is the younger generation of Kennison. Equally as fast, if not faster, than the more senior one. And good to have him on here. So we're good to see Jacob on here. How many laps to go? No blinking idea, mate. Ask Matt Nunn. Sounds wrong, that. Ask Nunn. Ask Matt Nunn. He'll know how many laps to go when we reach the top of the hill. I think the ACD t-shirt's a bit soggy. 3 at the banner. Thank you very much, Matt. Yep, Booker went with the ghost. Gareth Mason was trusting with his. Let's have a little look. Oh, Russ is on the testing. We're getting you, Russ, loud and clear. That's going to scare a few people. Is this the moment it all goes twitchy? Interesting that most people are all together. Remember, when that trigger is pulled by Russ, when the two different letters that are 6 in total, that are basically 3 words with 2 letters, and the second letter is an O, then when that trigger is pulled by Russ, that is your indication to disappear off down the road as fast as you can. Find a group, ride on, work together, work as a group, get towed in by some superstar hero. There are still plenty left on the gang, and get yourselves to that finishing line. But that is only at that point. I'm loving Dale Williams is getting into the spirit 100%. Dale, you do need to put number predictions in with all of your poking the bear, believe me. Tonight's probably the night you will get away with it. Mr. Bailey just starting to lose ground a little bit here. Got going to be in trouble. Greg just trying to give him a toe back on here. They've got to keep on pushing. So this is the push. You can just see the chasers behind trying to get on to that yellow beacon. Antonio and Donny. Hey, ciao. Good to see he's on board. Another rider coming back on. A few names, a few blasts from the past over the course of the evening tonight. It's great to see. Loving it. Lots of regular addicts as well. Tom Lindley, Tiff Fletcher. No surprises there. Mr. Bale on some cracking form in. Absolutely fine. Neil Carey the same. John Hine from Bolsover and District. Bolsover mob back on in Street. Mr. Brewer in from Eastwith. Andy Hawes in here. He's just hovering around Jacob Kennison. That'll make Jacob nervous. Know exactly what it means to be under the thumb on a Tour Series gig. Looking interesting now. One man who we've not really mentioned so far, certain Dan Coleman. Good to have Dan back on. Been doing a few more rides on the gang recently. So started to get nervous, started to get quick. 53 kph down here, 44 minutes in. So good to have Andy Hunt in with us. Andy diving in from the Swift here, just up on the front of the gang. So Andy continuing to push. Sit down. Super nervy tonight. Ben, thank you very much for coming, sir. Ben Cokin. See you all again next week. We'll see you next week, Ben. Stay safe, and we'll catch you again soon, Ben. Good to have you back with us once again. Let's drop back to Mr. Pillsworth, who's just doing a bit of chasing at the moment on the group here. Seem to be picking Ben up on the way past. Tony just near the back of that. So Rodney, I think, just drifting off towards the back at the moment. Just have you here with us, sir. Not sure about the man bun. Personal preference, obviously. Just jealous you've actually got hair, really. So then we've got Nick Dorsey on board somewhere. He'll hunt for his sartorial elegance whilst awaiting the trigger. I nearly said it then. That wouldn't have been very clever, would it? Say somebody who is quiet. Ryan Williams. Not like him. Tucked in here. Oh, look, and he went on his own then. So it's a dangerous thing. You can hardly see him in that group, just in the grey there, just rolling in. So you've got Dean in here, Gary Patterson in here. Hawkins tucked in here as well. Currently got the second fastest lap time, but we'll see if take away the first one. Look at this. So here we go. Ali is the call from Russ. Interesting. Now, is he just doing that just to mix it all up? He is. He's gone for it. So here we are. That's your trigger point, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed controversial. Goes for an in-person home language. Maybe it's a reference to our fantastic Welsh friends from Ipswich who have joined us tonight, using their own language here on the home turf. So Ali, and the pace picks up. Well, look at this. The pack is at pace. It's not got explosive. It's calmed the trigger down a little bit. Not much. Innsbruck indeed could be fun. Yeah, you could cause controversy by picking your language. I think German. You're safe in Innsbruck in Germany, believe me. Haven't been there. You can dank on me later. It's all gone quiet as the pressure's gone on. The gaps are starting to form. Oh my goodness. Simon, have to get your translate book out. Don't worry, buddy. Come over to see us in the summer and you'll soon be fluent. So, Nick Dorsey, best dressed man in cycling. Let's have a look. Did Google Translate work? Nick on a white bike, nice white decals, white helmet, big white writing, and blue. Not sure. But nice touch with the orange shades as well. Google don't do northern. They do northern actually. And they do Celtic, interestingly. Or Gaelic, depending which way you want to say it. Where you want to pick on Scots. Right. Mr. Wilson in here. A man who's been very, very active on the cyclocross season. Got the beard in action, rolling his way up here on this little uphill slope. This is where the pressure tends to come on to the group once again as it steepens its way up. Doesn't look like 2%, does it? It looks like should be like a 1 in 10 up here. Right. Now, we did mention a man that people needed to watch. It's this man, Dan Coleman. Dan has gone long. He's gone for it early. He's got up the hill. He's opened a gap. It is Dan Coleman. Mustard this kid, I tell you. Well, looks like Kieran Brown means business tonight. Kieran in the Lamprey-inspired pink and blue kit on that pink Tron bike. Plenty of personal bests on the way up. Oh, look who's hovering. Dale Williams. No surprises there. David Cass in the mix as well. Just having a little look at who else is hovering in around the front. Jake Speed in here. Jake just tucked in at the side there in the Bontrager kit. That's the all yellow, well, what's the colour cut? There's the multicolour stripes like refreshers down the side of your legs, basically. Those you just remember refreshers. Rob Varty in here is traditional red and black. Certain Mr. Mason bound to be here. Oh yes, look, it is. It is Mr. Mason. Russ up in the mix as well. Looks like Booker's in here. So it is get tight before the descent. Yeah, you're not in tight now. You are going to be in trouble because it's being wound up already. It looks to me like Mr. Williams still wants to be right near the front. Dean Taylor going up over the top of him. So Dean's going to lead them down onto the Champs-Élysées, away from the Arc de Triomphe. If we take a look top right-hand side of your screens, you can see it is dot to dot all over that map. We zoom out, there are riders scattered all the way around this circuit now and making the way up and through. Very, very tough stuff here tonight. So the gang on the way down at the moment. The leaders on their way in towards the pens, go back past the pens once again. Pretty big group of riders. It's about 30 riders by the look of it. We'll try and get it a reasonably accurate number. It's easier said than done. I'll make it 23 up the road. We'll have a little bit of a check here. Ian Bibby just putting in a anvil to try and close down the gap. So looks to me like 24, 23 riders down the road, still plenty. Looks like Hunt from east to west quickly chasing at the moment. So got the speed with him tonight. He's riding strongly. Bibby giving him a bit of a hand here, as well as Dawson doing the same here. Interesting riding this, because this group could get back here. They are pushing along nicely. They're only a couple of seconds off the wheels. And I think they are going to make contact. So they've got to really go here. If this group work together, they are going to be in touch. They're going to hit that gap. I think the riders in front just woken up to the fact that they are actually in danger of being caught here. And this group, if they're going to need to just do this last little bit of a push here, they're going to almost double the size of this group. So looks like the leading group about to be joined. Just seeing a few people pushing on here, making it hard for them. But looks to me like Tom Timberlake has got to get in the wheels here. He's the rider currently in the danger zone at the back of this group. Behind him, Josh Mayland is the rider leading the group number 2. So if you're in Mayland's group, you're in group 2. If you're in McCarthy's group or behind him here, you are basically group number 3 on the road. You are closing rather quickly on group number 2. They're just in front, which will make a huge group 2 chasing a pretty big group 1. I think the gap between them is about 13 seconds at the moment. 13 seconds, and I don't think anybody's gone down the road by the look of it. So 13 seconds from group 1 to groups 2 and 3. 2 and 3 just starting, I think, to form up as one big pack. Here you go. So this is now group 2. If you are in Mr. Callaway, Tim Baggs's, Sharp, Samul, if these are the riders around you, Brewer from Ipswich, if this is the riders that you are around, then guess what? This is group number 2. You've got group number 1 up in front. They have the yellow beacon, so you know exactly where they are. So group 1 with the yellow beacon. Group 2, not all that far behind, and 15 seconds is the gap from group 1 to group 2. Take a little bit of a roll back in group 2 and try and get ourselves down. Now, Mike Killingsworth's going to be our next rider. They're 22 seconds. This is going to be group number 3. So if you are in Mr. Killingsworth group, so that's Chris Ball in there, Jacob Kennison, Richie Woodall's group. Those are the riders around you. You are in group number 3. Not bad company to be in. Nearly as good as group number 4 on the road. This is the Jimmy Allen group, so Jimmy Allen, Nick Dorsey, John Garfer, Brett Dowtry's group. You are going to be group 4 on the road. Right, let's take a little bit of a run up the road, and let's see if we can get right away to that leading patch. Just got one more jump to make off the front of this group and head across. So it looks like Brewer continuing to push here. Got a little bit of a gap. The rest of the guys need to work with him, but this is your leading group at the moment. Well, definitely a bit of a who's who in the group here as these riders come storming around that right-hand turn. Bedlington, Osman, Lindley in here. Lindley in a new jumper for all those who would like to know what the conversation is about. He's in the slate grey with a very nice pink and teal blue outfit. Interesting sock and shoe combination, being one in conjunction with a white hat and old school mitts. No, yeah, old school brown leather mitts. Well, I think there's a few people just picking up some useful power-ups today as these riders come in and through. Quick reminder for everybody, We're going to finish. It's going to be about 44.15, and the smart amongst you will know that means these riders, when they hit the top of the climb, will have 1 lap left to go. Our red beaker, Greg Pillsworth, holding those riders at the back, and the gang on its way up here. So 36k on to the clock at the moment. We've got to get to the top of the hill yet. I'm loving the fact somebody's putting in, slow down please, not a chance. Somebody's on the on a mission. Oh, look at this, come on Mr. Lindley. Yeah, Ryan Williams knows not to let Tom Lindley go. Tom's been racing the ZRL. Tuesday night, bit of recovery before a Thursday, so going hard here off the front up onto the climb. He's ripping it up. Williams went with him initially, then it's going to be Mason behind, then Coleman, then Speed. So at the moment, Finn Mason, Dan Coleman, Simon Oxenham, Jake Speed, Dean Taylor, Dale Williams is a who's who in the chase, but Lindley has got a gap of 6 seconds to William and 10 seconds nearly to the group here. So if Tom Lindley continues to push, he could be in with a chance of holding them off. However, remember, we've got that descent still to come, and that is when the group could start to pick him back off again. He's gone in through that sprint, not the fastest time ever through the sprint for him, but this is, of course, he will have raced on. So you can just see the scramble is coming behind, and at the moment, Dave Cass just leading the chase. Mason and co in there. Few people in this group just starting to feel the effects here tonight. So Lindley caught in by the blue figure of Cass. So the grey of Lindley, the blue of Cass. Those are the riders just in the front. We're going to try and get our camera somewhere stable for you. Easier said than done. And looks like Hunt from Istwith making the catch there in that group. And this group continuing to push in here. So we've got another Istwith rider in the mix here. And it's Hunt at the moment from Istwith, who's managed to make contact. Good riding, sir. So into the descent they go. They're going to have Dave Cass just sat on his wheel. Looks like Russ just rolling up over the top at a little bit of a pace here. Doesn't want to get caught out. He's going to lead them down here at some speed. So into our last lap here today. Some 1 lap to go. Look at the amount of anvils people have been deploying on the way through here just to try and use some free speed on the downhill. It's got to be used here. It's pretty much the only place which it's effective for any length of time. So looks like that push coming. Dench just on the front. AD just continuing to wind it up. And then alongside him, Kieran Brown just goes over the top as well. And Hunt from Istwith doing a good job here. And continuing to keep up and in the mix. Group behind this is Group 2, or what's left of it. Dawson, Nunn, Breen in here as well. And you've still got about 30 seconds on the Kerry group here. Hine in here, Bags and Co. It's a pretty big group. We'll take our cameras up in the air, and you can see it's got Tiff in here as well. It looks like Tiff in. It looks like that's Tracy Seeley. The Terminator in as the gang. So in terms of our female riders, looks like they at least are in this. May well be more, just it's always tricky to try and pull riders out of a big pack like this and work out exactly who's in. Brewer from Istwith in this group as well. So Brewer nicely tucked in here on that Tron bike. So nice big pack of riders continuing to push here. Up at the front now his teammate Hunt continues to roll in this pack. Ian Bibby has made contact, so you've got Bibby and Russ, the two riders, the two professional riders continue to push on here, and we've got Russ just holding those wheels, making sure they can put too much in. Well, a little bit of a dodgy ghost there coming from Mr. Coleman. I don't think he actually went very far there for the sake of having a ghost on the front there. 92 revs per minute. So Coleman with Gale, with Oxenham, with Mason, two Masons in fact. We've got Finn Mason from Scotland, we've got Gareth Mason from Wales. Both continue to push. Looks like Hunt still nicely tucked in here as well. Sam Emsley in this group. Tom Timberlake in here, Eddie Dench, Jake Speed. Matt, it's a real who's who. The question is, who can take this out? Who's your money on at this stage? We're just about to run into the riders in front, but Coleman continuing to push here. So Coleman at the moment with a 10-second lead, again going to get that little bit of a gap on the riders, but Russ trying to close this down. He's at 10.4 watts per kilo behind. Now Kieran comes at 12, 11.7, 12.2. He's hovering around, and look at the gap. It's just been swallowed up on the way through. A few people missing the trick tonight. They could be shouting Araf. It's one thing that everybody knows. Now, Hutch, good to have you on board. We'll catch you next time. Kieran Brown, though, he's saying catch you next time. He's going off the front here, so Kieran has gone for a long one. Now remember, it's to the top of the hill, to the green sprint at the top. So Kieran with the gap, 3 seconds. Mason aware of the danger, pulling this group across though, not going across solo. He's got Oxenham and Williams on his wheel, tracking Mason's back wheel. He's not ghosted off the front just yet. Well, Russ saying he's cooked. He's drifting off the back. You don't want to be sat on his wheel at this moment in time because he's going backwards. So if you're sat on Russ's wheel right now, you're in a dangerous, dangerous place at the moment. Jamie Pearson is in trouble. He's sat on Russ's wheel. Just seen a little bit of a pop out there. I think that was going to be Phil Oliver, who dropped out and then has jumped back in again. Behind Finn Mason, though, on a bit of a push here. Just seen 9 watts per kilo, but I think Finn, potentially one of our younger riders. He's in the cycling academy, he's bound to be a younger rider. That's kind of how it works. Yeah. So, here we go. Finn Mason, up the road, youngster, heading into the climb. Phil Oliver, Kieran Brown, certain Mr. Gareth Mason. All continuing to push behind. They're massing behind Finn Mason. Mason looks at the road. It's a long way to that green banner. And who is going to take this out tonight? Who's going to have that sprint? Who's your money on? Coleman's gone again. Coleman up onto the front. He's gone onto the wheels. There's going to be a counter-attack from Coleman. Good to see Dan Coleman back on form. I tell you something, he's his aggressive self again. It's really good to see him coming back and attacking the rest of the riders. So Coleman giving it a dig from Wales, from Pronto Bikes, behind the sprint starting to unwind. Ryan Williams has gone early. It's not as early as Coleman, but he goes past Coleman here. Can he take this out to the line? That sprint line is coming. I think Williams may well have timed this to perfection. 4 seconds to Mason. I don't think Mason's got this. He's not got the power. He's not got the kick. You can just see Williams He's easing off. He thinks he's got it. Surely another now kick at 9.8. He's pushed again. This is it. This is all everybody's got. Ryan Williams coasts it through. Then it's going to be Dale Williams. It's a Williams 1-2. Ian Bibby not losing anything. Former national cross champ and road champ and absolute superstar goes through, taking to Kieran Brown, Dave Casvati, Byrne, Oxenham going in through the line. Looks like Osman just making his way through. Finn Mason, Gale, Taylor, Emsley, all just making their way in through that line. It's going to be Hunt in through for Iswith. Good riding, sir. And I tell you something, that was a very tactical move by Ryan Williams. Perfect timings. Dale Williams. Oh, wasn't going to chase the Williams. Not that he could anyway. Yeah, well done, everybody. Tough night, tough gang. That's for sure. Good to see Mr. Pearson on board. Jeremy Pearson, winner, of course, on DCG Gang. Another of our regular riders on the gang. Good to have you with us, sir. Alongside Adi Dench there. Adi, of course, coming through, one of our regular riders, helping everybody. Russ, of course, leading the gang tonight and taking our riders through. Well done, Russ, as always. Thank you very much, sir. Next rider through the line is going to be Hutch. Hutch's legs were done and dusted. There he went pop. Hot dog's going to be next. Bet your legs feel like cooked hot dogs right now. Bet you've not heard that like for at least 5 minutes. Brian, thank you, sir. That one's for Jeff. Well, do you know what? He'd love that. So Crow, Matt Nunn, our official lap counter. Bond in and through. Kerry coming through. Dawson Mayland, Bale in there, just working our way through these. Forey and Sharp coming through. Martin. It looks like Tiff Fletcher coming through the line. Anything left in those legs? Let Tiff. That's a very steady pedal at the moment. Tracy Seeley just coming through behind with Wayne Barr chasing up this hillside. I think Runner has finished. He's in through that line. He is indeed. So Wayne's our next rider, but he's going to have to watch out because I think we're going to see a big sprint coming from Carl Johnson. Carl, man, who's been on this gang since we were on his way up here. Well, he's wound it up early. Is it too early? He's got Barr and Barker behind and Donahoe and Woodall. I think he's going to take surely. They are coming. There are some sore, painful legs out there now. Look at this chase. Barker is coming after Carl Johnson here. Carl holds him off through the line. Then it's going to be Barker, followed by Wayne Barr. Then it's going to be Donahoe, followed by Jacob Kennison. Going to tell you on the gang, Jacob. Richie Woodall, Chris Ball. Oh, Ball just rolls him on line there. Then it's going to be Killingsworth and Clark coming through. Going to be Ian from the Stellaton, who's through next. I think Ian just on his way to the line. So well done to Ian. The next rider in, John Garford, with a 10-second gap to Paul Mallin and Nick Dorsey. So Garford continuing to push. Well, loving the thanks to the group. Brilliant stuff. Thank you very much, Hutch. New to the group. Yeah, and yeah, definitely a well-regarded man who towed plenty of people in their time over that line. So Langmead West, Valentine, Gillard coming in. Richards comes through with Nick Dorsey. Then Jimmy Allen's going to be our next rider to the line. Jimmy rolling his way up here. Of course, the man who stands when Russ is not in action, makes his way through. Jimmy, I'll message you privately later. I'm loving the fact that Mr. Bond's been stuck there, his legs won't move and can't get out beyond the finishing line. Well done, mate. That's why we had the warm down. Keep those legs spinning, buddy. It's definitely needed. There we go. Get those legs rolling. Get that lactic acid out there. Send it off somewhere else. And that's why we've got that run down. So Andy Keyworth, our next rider, heading in to the line. It's just being chased by Brett Dowtry, by Andy Horse, Chris Canham here. The out of the saddle, a man on his way. He's got Andy Horse coming. Andy Horse at speed. I tell you something, Andy Horse is a fast-moving unit. He used to be a big fast-moving unit. Now he's just a fast-moving unit. He's up against Chris Canham here. This is the run in. Oh! I don't quite think they had that. So I think it was Keyworth, then Horse, then Canham. That is going to take a look back, that's for sure. Brett Douch coming through, looks like Fiona Kesterman in and through the line. Good to have you on the gang. Mr. Ingham just dodging in between. And then it's going to be Sarah coming through. So good to have Sarah Louise Hawkins on the gang tonight. Sarah, hope it's been appropriate and done exactly what we hoped it would do. And I'm sure our thoughts are like yours, somewhere slightly different tonight. So good to have Sarah back on the gang with Brett coming through the line. Bobby Mason in. Looks like the side Thistle Riders in. Next rider's going to be Bailey coming up the hill. Andrew Bailey's just ahead of Sean Ferron and Simon Jackson here. So that push up here. It's going to be Simon Jackson just behind Bailey at the moment. So they go up that climb and through the line. Simon Jackson going through just behind. Just going to take a little bit of a run back down to our red beacon, and Darren Topless of Pine Cycles, who's the man just at the back. It looks like Greg just having a last little kick out to the lane. He's got Sean Ferrer on his wheel. Sean, of course, another of our regular riders here tonight. As they make their way up to the line, a quick reminder, guys. Make sure if you have been on tonight's ride, have a quick thing, get out and ride that bike. Don't forget, if you've been affected by anything particularly tonight, don't forget there's plenty of support out there for you. Do please get in touch with myself, with Russ, with any of the gang. We're all here to look after each other. It's how the gang got us through COVID, and it's how the gang will continue to keep us going with all the various challenges things throw at us. So please, guys, make sure you get in touch with somebody. There are loads of people to talk to on the gang, and everybody is there because they want to help each other. Okay, on to the line at the moment. Greg just continuing to wind it up. So here we go. It's going to be a nice kick here. This is going to be really interesting. They're side by side. Whoa, looks like Greg just taking Sean Ferron on the way through there. And that is going to lead it past Darren Topless on his way to the finish. Darren, of course, of Pines Cycles, going to be bringing the gang in and home. So I may well be calling and saying hello to Darren in Pine Cycles next week. Going to be cold one next week. So no putting back outside if it's getting super freezing. Then we're going to say hello to Darren. Good to see him on the gang once again. So as Darren makes his way around to that blue banner, key things up for us tonight are to say thank you very much for riding. Thank you very much for the support of the guys over there and looking after everybody. Thank you everybody who's come out and ridden tonight. And with that, I'm going to say stay safe. Keep in touch. Don't forget the gang is there to look after everybody, so please do get in touch with people. It's always good to talk, not just for me commentating. So from me, Matt Payne, from Russ, from everybody in the gang, our thoughts with Jeff's family, his friends, his colleagues and the rest of the riding community and everybody on the gang. Stay safe. We'll see you again soon. Night night.